today's video, I would like to discuss the upcoming buffs specifically to these two, Eula and Mika. So, the reason why I want to talk about these two units specifically is because, well, they're both physical units, and they have both received nothing since 3.4, I believe, was Mika's release. And these are the units I am most interested in. Now, first of all, let us begin with Eula. Eula's quite simple. I need an enemy to show you guys what I mean, but I'll just explain it for now. Eula has one big problem, and it's to do with her normal attacks. Eula, the way Eula's kit works is she has to do normal attacks or skills in order to stack her burst. Damage per stack increases, so the overall damage increases. So, you'd think, okay, attack speed's great. Eula can do way more normal attacks like this, right? Well, in theory, yeah, you're correct. There's just one very, very big problem. So, I'm gonna explain what that problem is on this boss. The way... Okay, look. Right now, nothing's hitting, I'm hitting normally, but look. After every hit, the game, it lags for just a tiny bit. And that causes normal attacks, normal attack speed specifically, to just not work as well. So, what I would like to see change with Eula is for her attacks to become more fluent. I'm going to use Varka on this because Varka is actually a very good unit to show this on. Look how fast Varka does it. The hit lag isn't as bad with Varka. And the reason why I think this is possible is because with Venti, if we go see Venti, or actually with Klee as well. Okay, I don't actually have Klee, but Venti was changed, the way his burst works, it goes directly on top of the enemy now. And Klee also got her normal attack string changed so it's much faster. So I do think that it's possible for Eula to get treatment like this. Now, obviously, on top of all of that, increase these numbers. These are 1.x numbers, and very evidently so. Yeah, just change these and increase her numbers. Give her a hex passive that actually Albedo's a perfect example of this. Give her a hex passive that just adds motion value. For Albedo, if there's a silver isotoma which can only be summoned through the hex passive, it just doubles his damage. Honestly, just give Eula something like that. Her hex passive, she can summon a bird or something, I don't know, and make it so the bird just adds motion value on top of all of her hits. Next up, we have Mika, who, personally, I'm more so looking forward to the Mika buffs because he is the support. So, in theory, maybe you could use it for Razor, Physical Razor, or where are you? Fremonet as well. So, but before I tell you guys what my proposed Mika buffs are, I need to explain how 4-star buffs in general work. 4 stars, I'm going to use Fischl as an example. They get 2 buffs when, with the Hexerei buffs. We've only gotten 3, so it could just change. This could just not be true. But from the precedent that they showed, 5 stars can get in-kit changes. 4 stars on the other hand, they get 1 Hexerei buff, and then they get a C6 buff. This is a common thing between every single 4-star. Every 4-star who got buffed got just a new Hexerei buff and a C6 buff. C6 buff. Same with Sucrose, a C6 buff and a Hexerei buff. So that's what I'm also going to be assuming for Mika. For the C6 buff, I would like to see, right now he gives 60% crit damage. I also want to see him give crit rate, specifically because Eula her weapon doesn't give crit rate. Obviously I don't have a signature, but her signature, it doesn't give crit rate. And she doesn't have, actually to be fair, she would be able to use the Hexerei set if she became a Hexerei unit, so at least that's that. But I still would like to see some bonus crit rate. And potentially for him to give an attack buff. Right now the only attack buff he can give is through the Noblesse Oblige, and well, Bennett, if you've if yeah, wouldn't really be able to help. And for his Hexerai buff, I think one ginormous thing that needs to change with Mika is the way that he gets his Starfrost Swell stacks. Right now, in single target, Bro cannot max out this passive for the in single target, which is most, if not all, endgame. If in AoE, he can give like 50% physical damage bonus, which is like really, really, really good. In single target, Bro only gives 20%. So for his Hex buff, I would like to see him in single target, just the full buff. Also make the buff bigger. Hell of it, if physical needs it, just make the buff like 100% physical damage bonus. Honestly, physical needs it and physical deserves it. Anyway, so these were my potential, just fun fan-made not theory crafting, this is the opposite of theory crafting, but dreams crafting, if you will. We're just hoping for the best. Now, I would, obviously, another thing, all of these need to change. Make this stack like 3 times. Right now this gives 30% physical damage bonus, which is a joke. This is completely useless. This is also completely okay, not completely useless, but it's basically useless. And this is okay. The C6 obviously buffed the C6 as well, but honestly the C6 is actually scaled pretty well. I'll give her that one, but all the other ones are terrible. So what did you guys think of these ideas? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think they should change Eula into a cryo DPS and abandon the physical archetype? Tell me in the comments down below. If you want to, maybe consider subscribing, or not. Bye!